Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org, coming to you live from the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. It's that time, that special time. Your timing's perfect, by the way, if you just showed up on the live. It's the Maui Fix. There's a reason they want this place. So, can you guess where I'm at? Can you guess? Probably not, right? It just looks like a rocky lava point on the edge of the ocean, which of course it is. But I'm right in front of the world famous Napili Bay. Good stuff, Napili Bay, let me tell you what. I could argue that it's the crown jewel bay of the west side. You know, Kapalua Bay is pretty cool too, don't get me wrong. But Napili Bay, gorgeous. Just to my south is Honokiana Cove, which is a bay as well, but that's where all the turtles are. That, of course, is the island of Molokai, and then Lanai. And this is your Maui Fix. So the future. The title of this video is The Future of Maui. I don't know why I picked that. There's a few things I want to share that I thought would be important to share. And stick around, because I think I'm gonna reveal a couple things that are not just gonna be helpful, but I think could be eye-opening and also potentially life-saving. Because I'm gonna talk a little bit about health and wealth. And you know, Hawaii has the privilege of having the longest longevity, right, of all the 50 states. So I would be remiss, I think, if I didn't share with you that it's not just about living a good lifestyle or moving to the freshest air in the world, because by the way, it's the air that'll get you at the end. And there's nothing like a sea breeze. There's nothing like the air up in Kula. Oh my gosh, cleanest air in the world, coming in off the ridges of Mauna Haleakala, or even Mauna Kahalawai, the West Maui Mountains, some of the freshest air in the world. But it's also about sort of being enlightened on the best way to take care of yourself as you age, you know, as you get older. You know, I'm 55 years old. I ain't no spring chicken, that's for sure. But I like sharing sometimes, every once in a while, the channel things I'm learning that I think could be life-changing for all of us. So I'm going to share a couple of those things on this live as the sun goes down. I'm going to talk about some of the pressing issues happening on Maui right now that I think are important for anybody to know that's you know, thinking about coming here, thinking about helping around here, thinking about buying real estate here. Obviously, I'm a practicing real estate agent on Maui. By the way, there's a link in the description. My link tree just listed a beautiful home in Kaanapali Hillside, so check it out when you get a chance. But I try not to make my channel commercialized. It's just like, I feel like I'm just rapping with my friends, just hanging out. Obviously, we all got to make a living, right? We're all schlepping something. I just happen to have the opportunity to sell the most beautiful real estate in the world, in the most beautiful place in the world, and helping a lot of you guys' dreams come true. So I would, of course, be honored and privileged to help any buyers or sellers that are out there. But please hit the link tree when you're done. Check out my new listing in Kaanapali Hillside. It's a gem. It's been remodeled. It's beautiful. I actually kind of want to buy it myself, but I won't. I already have my house. So anyway, without too much more talk, let's focus on the sunset, and then we're gonna check. We're gonna wrap. Don't you worry, it's coming. But this is where I'm at, right here on the edge of Napili Bay, and we're gonna talk about what you're seeing right there. Do you see all those rocks right there? You see all that? Yeah, we got some stuff we got to talk about. It's not all good in paradise, and we need to talk about that a little bit on this live. So you're going to get the inside scoop on what's going on. But as the sun goes down, I thought it would just be apropos to take a moment and just take it all in. I'm just going to shut up because I can talk a little bit. I save it all from my YouTube lives, by the way. I don't talk much in person unless it's about real estate. I'm pretty boring, but I save my interpersonal communications for you guys. But I'm just going to be quiet and let you take in this moment. And as always, don't be bashful. If this video has already been posted as a recording, which it will be sure to put your aloha vibes in the comments. Be sure to share your 2 cents, because your 2 cents adds up to the whole contribution of humanity that can and will believe. So as I comment on different things, I'd love to hear your take on it, and share your value, share what you have to say, and it's all about everyone getting better, right? Every day. It's the way I look at it. It's like not that the iPhone iOS gets better, trust me. I'm worried about that one. But you know, software update, right? Every day, that's the way life's supposed to be. You just update your software. You got some bug fixes in there. You got some new revelation. You got some new code you got to change, and you change it and you get better. And every day you should be a little better version of yourself than you were before. You're fine-tuning your diet. You're fine-tuning your health regime. You're fine-tuning your sleep. You're fine-tuning your inner dialogue. You're fine-tuning your relationships with yourself and your family and your God. You're just, every day it just gets a little bit better, right? And sometimes, believe it or not, it's the challenges that feel like you're going backwards, but in fact those challenges are what help you fine-tune. It's the mistakes. You fail forward. Every setback is a setup for a future comeback. It's all about a mindset, right? And if that mindset is right, if your heart is right, if you're coming from a good place, if you're trying your best, it just gets better every day. I do believe that. And humanity is getting better every day. Even though it doesn't seem like it, I believe we are actually evolving to a better place. It's just a hell of a process. And you gotta cut out the cancer, right? When it springs up, and trust me, this country's got a lot of cancer growing around, not just in its people, but in the minds and spirits and souls of its people. It's not just physical. It's a lot of bad stuff, but you know what? With the right information coming from the heavenlies, I believe we can overcome. And don't get me wrong, man, it's the spirit of aloha, the spirit of love, the spirit of compassion for others, the spirit of compassion for yourself, and the love. It's love makes the world go round. It comes in all different shapes and sizes, and yes, there's even imposters that say they are coming from a place of love and aloha, but in reality, they're not. So you got to keep your eye out for the old in wolf's clothing. Or is it the wolf in sheep's clothing? But anyway, it's a lot of deep theoretical talk right there, but I think a lot of it means something. So you let me know what you just heard, because I have no idea what I just said. No, I do, sort of. But there's something about the salt air, the sunset, just the clouds. Everything about this place just can inspire you to live at a higher level, a higher vibration, and just get reconnected to all that is humanity. We're all spinning on the same ball, people, and we're all leaving at some point in time for the heavenlies or the depths of darkness, so make your choice wisely. Gorgeous, huh? No green flash, because that's just a bunch of, urban Maui folk legend. All right, I know you guys. Some of you have seen it. I'm just not one of them. I'm not one of the chosen few. No flash for Rick. That's okay. All right, so we've seen the sunset. Let's talk about the future of Maui. What's going on around here? What's the inside scoop? All right. Oh my goodness, where do I even start? Such a loaded question. Well, I believe the future is bright. Don't get me wrong. I truly do. I'm the eternal optimist, and I always will be. And why do I say that? Because from the ashes comes revival. Comes like it's like when a field burns or a forest burns. You know, at the time it's horrible, but then years later it's lush and it's green and it's new and it's fresh and it's amazing. So I think that's what's going to happen. That's my long-term, overall, macroeconomic and physical, spiritual prediction for this island and for its people. Overall, but between here and there, could get a little ugly. And why do I say that? Because there's a lot of things going on that we don't know about, a lot of things going on that we don't understand. But things are coming to light that I think will help us understand, so that we can hopefully intercede, or God will intercede to make things right for the people and for the better overall greater good. And I think that's the ultimate goal of everybody. But don't get me wrong, there are enemies, right? There's enemies that are driven by self-interest and things that are not essentially legal, that shouldn't be happening, that are happening, and we gotta go fight the good fight. So gotta fight that in prayer, gotta fight that in the courts, gotta fight that with time, dedication, energy, and paying attention and caring. And I believe the good will always prevail, no matter what. Even in the short run, it doesn't seem like it, but I think good will prevail. I think our country is on the precipice of a major revolution of good. I truly believe that. If you believe that, let me know in the comments. But let me give you a quick example. Do I want to go here? Okay, no, wait. Before I go there, let's talk about health and wealth. Let's talk about how to stay healthy. How can you stay healthy? All right, I'm going to give you I'm going to drop 3 pieces of information that I'm sure you already know, but in case you don't, here it comes. Are you ready? Number 1. Here we go. It's easy stuff, by the way. This is just easy. But I think it's profound. It's deep. It's like life-changing. It's like if you implement any or all of these, your life will change, I believe, forever. So number 1, stop eating everything except for, are you ready? I know, but I'm telling you, I challenge you to try it for 90 days. My theory in life is this, it's real simple. I'll try anything once if it's not drugs and if it's not illegal, right? If it's not immoral, but I'll try anything once. You give me a good idea, I'm like, all right, I'll think about it, and I'll go, hey, I'll give it a shot. So here it is, ready? I'm gonna drop it right now. Eat nothing but meat for 90 days. I know it sounds crazy. If you don't believe me, listen to Jordan Peterson, changed his life and his daughter's life. It's the ultimate biohack. And I'll even let you throw in bacon, eggs, and butter, right? Bacon, eggs, butter, but nothing but, you pick your meat, fish, beef, chicken, whatever it is. Cut out all your carbs, cut out all your sugar, just cut it all out. And I don't care what health challenges you are facing, I can almost guarantee you in 90 days, you will be a new person. I just believe that. And it's multifaceted. There's things that they're putting in the food, they being the farmers, the fertilizers, the chemical companies, the whoever and the whatever. I can't explain it, but when I changed my diet to that, everything changed for me, seriously. And thank you, Ed Cheney, my handyman, for making me, just kept pointing it out, just kept telling me how much better he felt. I don't have any aches and pains, my energy's better, I sleep better. I think he saw me just, you just want to share it. When something works, you just want to share it. So that's number 1. Number 2, whatever the doctor says, don't listen to him. Do not go to a doctor, do not take any pharmaceuticals, just ignore doctors 100% altogether. If COVID didn't, I said the C word, didn't convince you that they're not after our best interest. And if you get in a car accident, fine. Go get a cast, go put yourself in a sling or whatever. But I'm just gonna be bold and say that industry is no longer looking out for our greater good. And I don't care how or what, I don't care. Just, my grandmother lived to be in her 90s, and she was from Germany, and she had a can of sardines every morning. She did, every morning. And she said to me, Eric, if you want to live, stay out of the hospital. And she never went to the hospital. She never took any pharmaceuticals, drugs, nothing, 0. And I'm not saying she was in great shape, right? She was larger, but she lived into her 90s, and I listened to that, right? I listened to that advice. Okay, number 3. And this is a big one, right? And then we're going to get to Maui. Number 3, this is a big one. I hope you're taking notes. And I'm telling you, if you try these things, do it for 90 days and then call me or text me and say, Eric, this is what happened. Number 3 is water, salt, and iodine. So America and the Western world, most of the world, you are dehydrated beyond your comprehension. You just don't drink water. And why is that? Because you have been sold the bill of goods that either you shouldn't drink it or you drink it and it hasn't been properly mineralized. And that's the problem, right? You cannot absorb water in its fresh state. You need to mineralize it. Just like when you go to the hospital, they're going to stick an IV in your vein to keep you alive, and it's what? Saline. If it was water, it would kill you, but the saline keeps you alive. So you got to add a little sea salt, the Celtic sea salt. That's why you feel so good when you come to Maui and you jump in the ocean, because you are getting what I'm about to tell you absorbed through your biggest organ, which is your skin. So you got to put a pinch of sea salt, a little bit of iodine, right? We're going to talk about iodine, and a little bit of magnesium, and a little bit of selenium, and preferably you have water that has been filtered through reverse osmosis, but even better than that, distilled water, because just like the air is the number one thing that's going to get you, the second thing that's going to get you is what's in your drinking water, which includes your soda pops, your alcohol, any kind of processed beverage is going to have fluoridated bad water in it, period. So I encourage you to just don't drink anything without filtering it yourself and putting in these essential minerals. And then your iodine intake, this is the big one, your iodine intake is way too small. So they say the RDA is 150 micrograms. That's insanity. It needs to be 25 to 45 milligrams. This is the big secret they've been keeping from you and the public for years, because the iodine feeds your thyroid gland, pineal gland. It feeds your prostate. It feeds your ovaries and your breast tissue, mammaries. Those are all glands. If you're a female, they need iodine, and you just don't get enough in your diet. And so whatever little iodine you do get goes to the thyroid, but the other glands don't get it because they tell you that it's poisonous. It's not poisonous. You need it. There's lots of not a lot, but there's Dr. Brownstein, I believe, from Michigan, explains it in great detail, and I just encourage you to check that out and drink half of your body weight in ounces. So there you go. If you try all that stuff, I can almost guarantee you, of course, exercise, move, breathe, breath work, all that stuff. But these are some of the basic things that I believe if everyone watching this implemented it for 90 days, just try it out, your health would change forever. Sleep at least 8 hours a day. Don't drink any alcohol, obviously, and don't take any prescription drugs. I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice or legal advice, but that's this portion of the program. What do you guys think? Huh? There's a really amazing video out there about, you've been lied to about cancer, and it talks about how cancer only survives, it can survive without oxygen, but it only survives by a process of fermentation, and the fermentation happens with glucose. So if you completely starve cancer of glucose, by going into ketosis, it can no longer survive, and then the final, it'll reach out trying to convert glutathione or glutamine, and then there's actually a new drug that'll prevent that conversion from happening. And so there's clinical studies that's proven that it works, and I'm just very encouraged because I love YouTube. I do, even though they've shadow banned me, because there's so much good information that you can get to help improve your health. Okay, so then you move to Maui and you live a long time. It's not your lifespan. Well, it is your lifespan, but it's also your health span. How long do you feel good? Are you crippled, walking around? Go to an old folks home, man. They're all in wheelchairs. It's crazy. So stretching, weights, cardio, all that good stuff. Got to work that in, but those are my 3 tips for today. Now let's talk about the future of Maui. I know, it's too much. Well, we want you to be around. And if you're not around, what does it matter? So you can see we have a nice little mist. See, that's a Hawaiian blessing in Hawaii. This is considered a blessing when it starts to rain. Beautiful Hawaiian blessing, Puna Point, Napili Kai, Napili Bay, of course, Maui Surf, Napili Surf, Napili Shores, Napili Sunset. They're all in there. Anyway, so let's talk about these rocks. What we got going on here? All right, for all you condo owners or would-be condo owners, I'm going to drop some heavy truth on you right now. Look it all up because it's true. You can no longer protect your private property on Maui from the ocean. That's just the truth. If you have a seawall, or if you need some kind of protection, like this building clearly does, it ain't going to happen. Now, I sell condos for a living, and I have for 13, 14 years, and I just will always fully disclose what's going on. And it's recently come to my understanding that what's going on here with the seawalls on Maui is very disturbing. So if you own a condo on the west side of Maui or anywhere on Maui, specifically if you have a seawall, you need to wake up to what's going on, because just a few years ago, they made it illegal to fix and fortify your seawall, and they're not issuing any permits unless it's in the public good. So here's my prediction. They being the county of Maui, obviously, backed by organizations like Surfrider and other organizations I won't mention right now, they basically are not going to allow condo owners to fix their seawalls. And if you don't fix your seawall, they all need to be fixed, right? This is the ocean, right? And we get surf on the west side of Maui from the south, we get it from the north. Forget about sea level rise, it's just a battering happening from both directions on West Maui, because we face the west, we get the north swells, we get the south swells. So you have a seawall to protect life and limb. You have a seawall to protect private property. You have a seawall to protect the health and safety of the general public, period. So now you can't fix your seawall. So by definition, the government is putting the lives of the public into peril, not to mention the private property owners, because they will not issue permits to fix seawalls anymore. And this is coming straight from the horse's mouth from people that have been in this industry for 35, 40 years on this island, and it's coming. It's already here. So if you haven't heard the news, this is me hopefully putting some coffee under your nose, because it's time that these condo associations get together, they band together, and they sue the state, it's the state by the way, for endangering the lives of people. Because here's what's going to happen if this doesn't get fixed, if these seawalls don't get fixed. Something like what happened in Florida could happen, period. That's just the truth. Because what happens is, if the seawall isn't fixed, then the ocean goes underneath the seawall, creates a sinkhole, and then the sinkhole, if that doesn't get fixed, next thing you know, it hits the foundation of the building, and the foundation of the building could fall. But of course, what the county and the state want is that, oh, now your building's condemned, please remove it. You must retreat from the ocean, because they're land grabbing back all of the oceanfront property on Maui. That's just the bottom line. So that's my little wake-up call. The future of Maui is, you got to fight for your rights, and you have to make the government follow its own laws. And if you don't play hardball, they're already playing hardball with you. That's just the bottom line. So if you find this message new and interesting, or you didn't know about it, let me know. I've talked to some of the biggest vacation management companies on this island. They have no clue of what I just reported to you on this live. They have no idea that that's what's going on, but that is in fact what's going on. Kahana Sunset is the tip of the spear. They're actually being sued by Surfrider, and they cannot countersue, and there's many more to come. There's many more to come. The Kanapali Ali'i has been told to take down its 2 oceanfront buildings. Kahana Sunset over here, you can see there's rocks, but if that building isn't protected, it's going into the water. And last time I checked, you should be able to protect safety. The public interest is the safety and welfare of the people that are staying in these units. And the people that own these units have the right to protect their private property. Last time I checked, that's been the historical precedence in Hawaii. But that has changed. So look at your laws, look what was passed, and hooey up. Because you got to fight for your rights in this country, obviously. So anyway, it's a little bit of a sober message, I realize. And that is not even talking about anything going on what happened in Lahaina. This is a completely separate issue, but I believe it's all connected. It's all connected, and it's very, very real. So I want to, obviously, I've sold a lot of these units to people over the years, my clients, now my friends, and I want to make sure that we do everything in our power to protect their investment, to protect their rights, and so that you have the right information, so that you can do whatever God tells you to do to make this, to protect, to fight, to defend. And it's just, information is power. So please do your research, please check it out. And that's just one of many things going on this island. So I think the future is bright, but right now, like this moment, it's getting a little dark. And the sun's gonna rise again on this island, and it's gonna be amazing. But between now and then, I think it could get a little dark. And I want you to know this as well. I'm still here, right? I haven't left, I'm not going anywhere. But a lot of people have left. And so they talk about, creating affordable housing. That's, well, for who? Most of these fire survivors that I know, right, that were productive individuals, they are not dumb, right? They're going to go somewhere where they can survive, where they can thrive, where they can, Tyler, they're not here anymore. They went to the mainland. They started a job. They don't want to sit around in some hotel for weeks on end and just, not even collecting any money. So they're gone, right? They're building lives on the mainland. That's the truth. Yeah, there's still some that are here, but we need to not lose our people. And the answer isn't to shut down vacation rentals, which then totally crushes the economy and crashes the real estate market. You want to create an environment where they come back because the good people, I believe, unfortunately, many times will be the first to leave because they're just smart. They're like, hey man, there's nowhere for me to live. There's nothing for me to do. I need to go somewhere else, and that's really sad. So I'm hoping that Maui rebuilds in a way that welcomes people back, but it's not by shutting down the economy. That's horrible. It's a horrible idea. But that's what's going to happen. The next wave of people are going to leave as there's less people occupied. Right now we're down 40-50% in occupancy is what I hear. Room rates are down, so come on over, get a good deal. But these are all things that people depend on. These are bottom lines that feed families. These are jobs that cleaners have and handymen have and vacation rental managers, and it just goes on and on. The trickle effect of that vacancy is harsh. So please come, please stay, please enjoy. It's just as nice now as it ever was. Let me show you. Ready? Look at that, man. Napili Bay, all to yourself. The Sea House serving tonight. So come and share the message, share the aloha. And certainly if you're a property owner here and you own a condo here, man, let me tell you what, it's time to get organized because they're coming after your condos, guys. Whether you like it or not, they're coming. They are coming. They are coming. I know it. It's hard to believe. So, was that maybe too much information too soon? I know. We went from health and wellness to, we went from sunset to health to condominium issues. I know. This is my brain. Imagine if you were stuck inside of my head all day long, man. I'm telling you, it's like a pinball machine. That and, got to go do a showing, got to go get photography. So, by the way, a lot of agents have left the island, man, honestly. So if you're going to hire a real estate agent to represent you, you might just want to ask them where they actually live right now, because a lot of them don't. They're not here anymore, man. I know it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. But make sure you're working with someone that's in the game, watching the market, hasn't left. I know some are going to have to leave because the market, it slows down. It's like, hey, it's a tough business, right? So please do me a favor. Hit the link in the description for my link tree. Beautiful listing in Kaanapali. I've got about 12 listings right now. They're all fantastic. Got one coming on pretty soon at MKV. That's going to be nuts. We've been staging it and just got it carpeted and painted. It's beautiful. MKV, by the way, is Maui Kaanapali Villas. Have another one that just went live on the Ridge, Kapalua Ridge. Home coming up in Kahana Ridge, probably the jewel of the entire neighborhood in my opinion. This home is impeccable and has been so nicely upgraded. So that's oh man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a beautiful home you're going to see here soon. So please hit that link. And also a big shout out and a big welcome to Christian Henneke, yes, my project manager for Switch for Lahaina. You're here, buddy. Thank you. Welcome back to Maui. And to your family, of course, Kristen and the boys, welcome. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the Switch for Lahaina crew. It's been amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, please check it out, switchforlahaina.com. It's a great way that you can support fire survivors by not giving your money to the elites anymore, right? The elites, I think, are kind of behind this whole scheme, and the elites have got businesses, right? It's called Amazon, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, General Electric, Mills, whatever, and they're all feeding you poison. I'm sorry. Kind of talked about that earlier. So Switch for Lahaina is about getting your products from American-made, family-owned, from Idaho, and I'm going to say it like I've said it every single time. The beef, they have a ranch on Kauai, and it is the best beef you'll ever taste. Never ever any hormones, never any antibiotics or mRNA, and it's a pure Black Angus herd that's over on Kauai, and they've got ranches all across the country. They process their own beef as well. It doesn't go to one of the 3 mega conglomerates that process all your beef and inject it with God knows what. And you can taste the difference. And if it isn't the best beef you've ever had in your entire life, I will personally take you to a luau and feed you Kalua pork. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for checking it out. I appreciate your support. Thanks for just hearing me out, man. It's been a while. You know what? I just don't go live that much anymore because it's like, I don't want to waste your time ever. And I know sunsets are never a waste of time, but I always want to bring you some kind of value. And it's not about selling you something. It's about, hey man, this is a journey that we're on together. Maui is a retreat. It is a place that we come to rejuvenate, to revive. It is part of the fabric of the American dream. I believe that. To work hard and to retire in paradise under a palm tree with toes in your sand and a drink in your hand, preferably salt water. You know what I mean? It's the fabric. It's part of what drove me to work hard when I was a kid. I was like, read the Sunday section of the paper. It's like, someday I'm gonna be scuba diving. I'm gonna be on a boat listening to Jimmy Buffett. It's gonna be endless blue skies and sunshine. And that's why I'm working. So this is part of the American dream fabric. It just is, man. And it's on American soil. And we should all be able to live together in love and aloha and be okay with that. You know, that's okay. Pearl Harbor happened here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's blood in this soil of Americans. And I just think we need to unite together as a country and quit having all of these crazy little wars, because they're being orchestrated. They want us to infight. They want us to have a great divide. They want to have this chasm between the left and the right and the red and the blue. And you know what? It's BS. It is time for it to end. We are humans. Humans, right? This is planet Earth, and we're humans. That's all it should be, man. I've never seen the color of somebody's skin. I swear, I never have. And one of the reasons I wanted to raise my kids here, to be honest with you, I wanted them to go to a school that was full of a bunch of people that didn't look like them, so they could experience, like, you know, something different than that white bread, you know, society on the mainland. I wanted them to experience something where they weren't, you know, it was just, I don't know, I just wanted them to experience that. And they have a whole different perspective on life because they were raised in an environment that wasn't dominated by one culture, essentially. And I think that's important. So anyway, man, there is just one race, and that's the human race. So let's just remember that. Let's love each other. And let's just say prayers that the country, the world, the island just unites and quits all this BS, man. You know what? It's just, don't get me started. Peace, love, and aloha. And I pray the name of Jesus over each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I could just stare at the sunset all night long. The smell of the ocean, the plumerias, and of course, the macadamia encrusted mahi that is just coming out of the sea house right now. Whew! Oh. Oh. All right, guys. Till next time. Need to go drink some salt water with iodine mixed with selenium. You gotta have selenium in there. That's the one I forgot to mention. Selenium. Iodine, I know, I wouldn't have thunk it either, man. I thought it's crazy. Try it. You'll love it. Because you know what's gonna happen? You have receptors on your glands, right? Your thyroid gland has these receptors that want to pull from the 17 group on the periodic table, which is the halides, right? It wants it. It's like, I need it. But you're not giving enough iodine, so here comes some fluoride. It's like, oh, I'll take some fluoride, please. Oh, I'll take some chloride. How about some bromine? Why did they start putting bromine in the freaking bread instead of iodine in the 70s? So now all those receptor sites in those very vital glands that run your entire body have got bromine, fluoride, and chloride attached to them. And so the moment you start hitting it with the real thing that it really wants, it releases all of that. You actually detoxify all of those horrible chemicals that have absolutely no value to human life whatsoever. And it gets the precious iodine. And now that gland is no longer in a state of inflammation. Because when it's in a state of inflammation, because it doesn't have the right mineral, you get a nodule. A nodule turns into a cyst, and a cyst turns into a tumor. And a tumor, as we know, is the beginning of the end. So give your body the right nutrients. But this information, to me, is being hidden from our horrendous industry that is no longer trying to prevent disease, but is trying to cure disease, and they're not doing a very good job. So let's prevent it by good information. And I could just go on and on, but I'll stop. Love you guys. Much aloha. Maui Dan, push the button for me because I can't shut up. I got too much iodine in the system. All right. Until next time. I know it's controversial. Trust me. I told my dad about this, and he fought it, man. Iodine is horrible. It's a toxic chemical. Okay, so let me just get this straight. A little bit of iodine is enough to prevent a goiter, but a lot of iodine is bad? It's either good or it's bad. I'm sorry. Right? It's good. Iodine is good. I know. Salt is good. Now, table salt's horrible for you. Because what they did is they put a little bit of iodine in the table salt, but then they bastardized the table salt. So real table salt's actually bad for you. It does cause high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. So you never want to have table salt. So you want to have mineral salt from the ocean, right? Mother Ocean, right here. And then you add your own iodine. It's called Lugols, Lugols, Lugols. Look it up. It'll change your world. I truly believe this is life-saving information. I really do believe it. So I actually, if I remember to do this, I'll put the link in the description of the 2 videos I watched that opened up my eyes on this whole topic. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Eat your beef, switch for Lahaina, and much aloha. Till next time, Eric West, out. Where's the button, Dan? I know it's there somewhere.